Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force Chapter 224. When we last left our heroes, Hibachi's doppelganger had shown up, and with him, two more pillars, one of which had a Titanic Infernal, and the seventh pillar has Hibachi as its guardian, leading Benimaru to go out and fight Hibachi. So yeah, that's kind of where we left off. We also got to see the headbutt cannon of the second company up close, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's dive right into Chapter 224, Sun and Moon. Our picture here is this kind of devil-looking thing. I've gone from the depths of the earth. I've come from the depths of the earth to take your soul. Alright, whatever. Probably referencing Hibachi as a demon, as he was referred to back in 222. Also, Season 2 of the anime coming July 3rd, which is Friday. I think that's Friday, yeah? Yeah, this Friday. So by the next chapter, we'll have that. Anyway, we open in Sumida Bay off Asakusa, the sky near the seventh pillar. In place of a Titanic Infernal, the demon Shinmons Hibachi. And in the sky to the west, Hibachi sees Benimaru coming. So, you're here. Captain of Special Fire Force Company 7, Shinmons Benimaru. And yeah, Benimaru has arrived on his flying mob. The moment of confrontation, high above the sea. I'm curious what the deal is with this like, new narrating style. Just because, like, it's not something we've seen before, and I'm curious how much of this, like, stylized choice is on the translator's part, and how much of this is, like, in how the kanji are written in the original manga, but I, again, do not know anything about kanji, so I can't really speak to that. So those are just kind of things I'm wondering. Anyway, Hibachi, like, smiles at Benimaru. Well, I'll be damned. It is you. You've gotten taller, you little shit. And Benimaru just looks at him. You're still tiny, though. The situation is about to explode. That's our narrator again. And Benny asks him, why the hell did you come back, you old son of a bitch? And Hibachi just shouts at him, destruction! Destruction! Uninhibited destruction! Destruction! I also, by the way, with, like, Hibachi standing there all demonic, like, arms crossed, I get big, like, Chernobog vibes from him. Maybe that's just me. The destruction of Tokyo. And just then Hibachi, like, lunges at Benny, still, like, arms crossed, like, now looming over him. EI chop, form 1. And Benny, like, goes to make a chop right as Hibachi goes to chop at the same time, and they counter each other. Fire Moon. And we see, like, they're way up in the sky with the shockwaves of that blast. The waves way below them, like, part, as a result. And then we see, Kareem and Hoyan. I guess they're also here for the seventh pillar, because they were the ones who saw Hibachi last. But I figured they were just kind of, like, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense in the end that they would follow Hibachi, because they have no idea that Benimaru is going to be there. Anyway, Kareem looks up. In the sky! And then someone calls out, Hibana, come on, hurry! And then Hibana, I'm in heels! And Kareem looks over, and it's Conroe and Hibana. And Kareem asks them, you two are here as well? And Conroe looks up. I had my doubts, but there's no mistaking it. He's not even really paying attention to the two guys from the first. I had my doubts, but there's no mistaking it. It really is him. And Hibana calls out, a doppelganger! And Hoyan looks at them. Is that demon an infernal? And Conroe replies, he's a man that loved Asakusa more than anybody. The central figure of the old Asakusa Fire Department. Shinmons Hibachi. And Hoyan responds to that. I've heard of him. He was responsible for Asakusa before the formation of the Special Fire Force. Yeah, it looks just like him. Our master. And Kareem looks up and grits his teeth. You're telling me that demon is Captain Shinmon's master? And a doppelganger? Well, here's a question, though. We know the doppelgangers or we at least are heavily theorizing. The doppelgangers are created by like or the doppelgangers are the amalgamation of people's perceptions of the person in the real world, right? So, what's the perception of Hibachi that he wants to destroy? Oh, there's an idea. Because if he wants to, because we know Asakusa is very opposed to Tokyo, right? They're all like they want their independence from Tokyo. They don't want they're proto nationalists, as Honda pointed out last week. So what if his desire to destroy Tokyo comes from like the citizens of the Tokyo Empire feared him because he was such a staunch Asakusan? Mm. Anyway, you're telling me that Demon is Captain Shinmon's master and the doppelganger. We see Hibachi like looms towards or like I say looms a lot for him, but kind of the vibe he gives, especially with like the arms crossed. But you know he moves towards Benny and lets out another chop that sends Benny flying backwards. I think he might have hit the ground there and like bounced off the water. And yeah, he did. And Hibachi sends like more flame chops his way, and Benny gets back on his mop and flies off to avoid them. We see the explosion of the flame on the water. Benny got out of the way, but he's, you know, a little concerned about his chances there. Or no. What he's actually seeing is the destruction that chop caused. It you know it destroyed some buildings on the mainland. Like Asakusan citizens. Somebody, we've got wounded. And Benny turns back to him. The hell do you think you're doing, old man? You're as green as ever. What do you even come here to do? Cry? EI chop, form 4. And we see he's ready for another attack, and Benny lunges at him. Red Sun? Don't you dare! And the two of them clash up in the air. And Benny seems like holds him off, I think, or like able to like stop the blow with his arm. They're like held in place. I mean, we see a flashback of Kid Benny making the same face, glaring up at Hibachi. You ain't changed a bit, not since the day I found you. And Benimaru tries to go for like a punch on like this part of Hibachi's arm. It looks like it does blow him away a little bit. Which also, by the way, not gonna ignore that bit there. That does mean that Benimaru was adopted by Hibachi. So that kind of answers up any questions you might have had there. Anyway, Demon Hibachi is sent flying away. But he very quickly stabilizes himself. No real damage has been done. All you did was get a little taller. You're nothing but a wet behind the ears disappointment. And Benny like shouts at him. You know, I had a dream about you. I never imagined you'd actually come back to haunt me, though. And Hibachi kind of like sighs a little bit, or like spits. You're still weighing Conroe down too, aren't you? And that gets Benny's attention. What'd you just say? You lack spine, Benimaru. You were supposed to be in charge of Asakusa when I keeled over. I can tell just from looking at you, you still can't execute a real Nichirin. And that's why I've crawled back out of hell. And Benimaru corrects him. Hell? I think you mean a Dola. I'd recognize that EI chop style anywhere. It looks just like the old man's. The real one. You're just his doppelganger. So yeah, Benimaru is like not falling for any of this like that. He just doesn't believe that's Hibachi. Which is good on him. But Hibachi just grins in reaction to that. I don't think it matters to you if I'm the real one or not. And he starts his sun wheel. As you've forgotten, I, Hibachi, will have to show you the real Nichirin. Lead cover and cover page next issue. The shadow of his master shines a spark from the past. Benimaru is perplexed, but here to fight back. The Nichirin will test his resolve. The battle between student and master is about to heat up. To be continued up to 225, Nation Moonlight. Okay. So yeah, this was a really, like, basics, fight chapter. A really fun one. that also, kind of muddied the idea of the simple, doppelgangers are the personification of perceptions. Because I don't think anyone perceives Hibachi as the person who would destroy Asakusa, and yet he has no concern for the loss of life in Asakusa. Sorry, I'm a little bit just tired right now. It's really late, so I feel like all of my speech is kind of, lots of pauses that aren't really necessary. But what are you gonna do, man? Here we are. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I don't think anyone really perceives, even if, as I was saying earlier, that there's a perception that he wants to destroy Tokyo, or that he hated Tokyo, he hated the Empire, and so he wants to, destroy Tokyo. That's not the same thing as destroying Asakusa, especially for the Asakusans, who are so deeply, have this deep pride in their identity. So I'm not quite sure what's the deal with this doppelganger self. Hopefully we'll get more into that as the fight goes on. And then, let's see what else is there. We also have Ibana, who's just here for some reason. I get that she wants to, see a doppelganger in action, but she's not really doing much. She says, 2 words. She says, "I'm in heels," and a doppelganger, and that's kind of it. Conroe at least gives some exposition, and Kareem and Hoyan also don't do a whole lot, but I don't know. They saw Hibachi first, so that's fine. So and I can't imagine anyone's going to really jump into this fight just because, it's the big master-student fight, so that's kind of in shonen manga especially, that's a sacred right. But yeah, I don't know. Then we have, of course, the Nichirin, the reveal that, so what does he mean by real Nichirin? Because, he's done the Nichirin before, right? That's his thing. That's his signature move. So what exactly does it mean that he can't do a real Nichirin? I imagine we'll have to wait and see about that next time. But for now, that's kind of it. There's Hibachi's doppelganger self brings a lot of mysteries, a lot of questions about what doppelgangers are that we felt we kind of had answered after Doppelganger Shinra happened. But now I just don't really know. But yeah, I'll have to wait and see for that next time. So that's all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!